Hey guys, Barry Wise here, and today we're going to be looking at the basics of FOB placement, forward operating base. Now, I don't claim to be the best at squad, I definitely aren't, but I understand the basics of an FOB placement, and what you tend to get is new people joining squad. It's not their fault, but they tend to place them in silly places. Now, let's look at some hypothetical situations. Now, we're going to be attacking the railroad, so we send our troops down, they're moving down 2 or 3 squads, and we've got squads also pushing this flag here, like so. So we've got squads moving in both directions, so we're concentrating our efforts here on the right side of the map, okay? So we managed to capture this objective, and one squad decides to place an FOB. This is an enemy FOB symbol, that's why it's red, by the way, but we'll just use it for illustration purposes. But let's just say they place a FOB here. So we continue to push down, and they decide to build it up. So we're basically a squad down already, and this is very, very early on. So we're pushing down. Now let's just say we capture this objective, okay? But we're under heavy resistance. We have to push back. Now we have a place to fall back on, which is the other objective, which is great, but it isn't. So we get pushed back to this objective. The enemy team are obviously going to be going for that objective, if that is the map layout. I'm not too sure if we're just disregarding the way the flags are set up, okay? So we're just going to say that that is the next flag that they need to go for. So they're going to be flanking. They're not going to go straight up unless there's a lot of them. Let's say there's 3 squads. One squad goes the left flank, one the right flank, and one straight up, like so. But before we know it, they're already up on us. They're already here. They're completely surrounding us. Completely surrounding us, like so. We don't know where they're coming from because they're literally everywhere. And we're stuck here. We haven't got nothing to do. The only thing we can do is then send people out, squad leaders out, to place rally points all about around here. Or send a team out to, to attack here. But before that, we obviously need to get these away from here. So we're in a full-scale battle here. We're going to have to place rally points. We'll use an FOB as a rally point again. But we're placing rally points in different locations so we can actually start to flank them. Like that. Now, the problem with this is you've placed an FOB on an objective point. Now, you can place an FOB as a hidden FOB, or you can place an FOB and build it up, but obviously people will easily see it. And with a placement like this, they haven't even got look for the FOB. It's already there. It's already at the objective. They can kill 2 birds with 1 stone with ease. With ease. And I think it's around 60 tickets. That's a hell of a lot of tickets. That's what I think it's like 1/4 of your tickets at least are drained by a poorly placed FOB. Now, in some cases, on last stand, sometimes you do have to, say, like, for instance, if this was a walled compound or something, and you're under heavy fire, sometimes squad leaders do place an FOB here. But it's always best to just send a team out and place it a little bit further off. So we're just relying on rally points at the minute. We may win, we may lose, but if we lose, we stand to lose a hell of a lot more than the enemy does, by far. Now, let's look at a different scenario. I don't think I can actually clear this map. But let's look at it. We've captured this now. It's the start of the game. We're coming across no confrontation whatsoever. So, rather than that squad placing the FOB at that position, which is, at this time, is really a stupid place to place one, they've decided to push down the flank. So now they are pushing down this flank here, like so. They've already communicated to the other squads who are attacking the other flags, saying, listen, we're going to place a FOB, and let's say Indigo 8 keypad 3, which is down here, we're going to place one there. And they know, like, there's a range, so I think it may be 4 grids possibly, or 3 grids. So if I place an FOB there, say this is an FOB here, I wouldn't be able to place an FOB there or there. It's way too close. So you've got to be very strategical in the way you place the FOBs and communicate with the other squads to see where they are going to place theirs and if they want you to place one at a location where you are. But let's say we're taking the flank. this team is. The squad's pushing down, pushing heavily down, coming under no resistance at all. They decide to place an FOB here, which is a great position. Absolute great position, because we know unless we drove them all back, they're not going to be spawning at main base. They're going to be spawning at the rally points and their FOBs. You know, depending on whether they've got an FOB around here, which they wouldn't have, because it's too close to the main base. They wouldn't. Now what we can do is we can attack here. Other squads who are dying over here, who've lost their spawns, can spawn here, and they can get across to here. You know, pretty much with ease. Pretty much with ease. So we have got the advantage by far, which, you know, for FOB placement wins the game. It really does win the game. Now, let's say we're going to go have a look at a different map, and we're going to show like a built up FOB. At the minute, this is a hidden FOB. You don't really want build it up. You don't want people over here seeing it, you know. And when you send your team out, tell them, you know, don't go directly to places. Flank around, go round places, because if they see you spawning, they're obviously going to see it. But we'll switch to a different map, and we'll show you a different situation. Right, guys, so we're on a different map now. We're going, I've obviously changed the way FOBs are run. We're going to go say, let's make a fortified FOB. So this is going to be a visible FOB. A completely visible FOB. So we've already got squads moving up, like so. You're going to get one squad's going to go here, and one squad's already going to be heading over here. Very rarely do you get, unless they're new players and they're not communicating, very rarely do you get the whole squad, the whole team moving to one position, because it's just a waste. It's a complete waste, because by the time that these people have captured this, they're going, you know, you're going to have to run all the way over here, all the way over here, all the way over here. So the squads will be always split up. One will go here, one will go here, and one will be pushing over here. You know, you'll always have a squad that's going back cap, who's going to stay behind. They may not see as much action at the start, but they're a vital part of the team. So if you're back capping, even though you won't see as much action at the start of the game, you're a vital part of the team, and you will eventually, once you do push up, you will see the action, but you are definitely a vital part of the team. But let's just say we decide to place an FOB here. Let's say this is really high. I'm not sure exactly how high this is, but let's say we place, remember this is obviously an enemy FOB symbol, but we're just using it for illustration purposes. So we fortify this area here, and we're going to have a squad that's actually going to guard this. Now we're going to have 50 cals, you know, and things like that. We're going to have snipers on here, and they are going to be able to see all this area, all this over here. Everything. They're going to be able to see the majority of places. You could even say, let's go over here, let's place an FOB here, you know, and it's going to be a built up one. You're going to have a squad that's going to stay behind and man the actual FOB. The problem with built up FOBs, and if they're not used, you know, they will be easily conquered, they'll be easily captured, just due to the fact they're visible, they can see them and nobody's guarding it. But like, say for instance, if I decided to come down here and place a fully fortified FOB here, we're going to be in the same situation as we was before. The enemy are going to be driven to there. Just because you've got a visible FOB doesn't necessarily mean that the enemy are going to concentrate their firepower on you. Unless, say for instance, you know, they're coming to rear and they literally can't get past you due to the fact that, you know, you've got 50 cals and snipers raining down on them, and you can see that every movement, because you are higher, high always gives you the advantage. Obviously sometimes, you know, you're going to be they're going to want to attack you just due to them being able to see a FOB, so they may send people down this way, down here. See if we can get them symbols up yet. They may send people down here. Let's disregard that FOB situation here. Let's just pretend we've got one here. They may send them down here. But all the time that they are doing that, you're distracting them from the main goal of capturing flags. So while they are attacking this area and wanting and throwing their almighty, you know, everything, basically just throwing everything at it, your teams round here are just going to be bob, oh yeah, let's, you know, continually capturing the flags. And you could even go another, you could even send a team up, you could even place an FOB over here. Let's say it's a little bit further away. You could even place, say, like, yeah, an FOB, say here, like that. Place it there. Well out the way of the objective. If the objective does get compromised, you've got a fallback point. Or you've got a fallback point here. And your fallback point isn't at the place where it's being captured. There's an infinite number of places where you can place the FOB. There really is. I've only shown you a couple of scenarios. There's many other places where you can place the FOBs depending on the way you want played. Sometimes, you know, you do put it in objectives, but I'm just trying to get you to understand the actual logic behind it. And as I say, if I've made any mistakes, let me know. Any comments, any constructive criticism, let me know in the comments. And I will do a follow-up video to this. But other than that, guys, it's been emotional. And peace out.